Here's what verse 10 is referring to. It's talking about that ultimate rest, the ultimate Sabbath, not just in heaven, but beyond heaven. I say this somewhat often, but I was preaching at another church one time and I said it, and I had 5-10 people rush me and ask me what in the world I meant. You know that we will not be in heaven forever. You know that heaven is not our home, and heaven is not where we will be for all of eternity with God. Heaven is only a waiting place for our souls until what theologians call glory. Or maybe you're more familiar with the language of the new heavens and the new earth, the new creation. There is a large swath of Christians who have imbibed this Greek mythology and paganism that says that salvation is leaving behind the flesh and going up to the spirit realm and floating on clouds. That is not what salvation entails. The resurrection of Jesus assures us of that fact. We will receive resurrection in the future, just like Jesus was resurrected. He was resurrected, hear me, he's still got a physical body in heaven, a truly human body in heaven that you can see, that you can touch. It's much more amazing than ours because it has been glorified in his resurrection. That is that when we see Jesus again, when he comes back at the very end of history, right now there's souls in heaven, but they are just that. They are disembodied souls. Don't ask me how it works, what they look like, I don't know. But our bodies remain in the earth. We go into heaven with only souls. At the end of the world, when Jesus comes back with those souls, with the angels, we are resurrected and we are given then immortal, imperishable resurrection, or what the theologians call glorified bodies. These will be bodies that, I don't know what else they can do, but they can at least walk, talk, eat, and embrace. They will be physical bodies. Our salvation is not merely physical, but you better believe it includes the physical. We will be on a world that is soil, that is trees, that it will be actually physical. It will be spirit infused through the physical, but it will be a physical world. And this is the state of glory that we are talking about. Heaven coincides with the fallen world. Heaven is there while the sinful, cursed world and the rebellion of the nations and the enemies of Christ still live. When Jesus comes back, he divides humanity. He raises everybody who is dead, brings everybody up out of hell, up out of the ocean, up out of the land, down from heaven, and he divides us all down the middle between those who have believed upon Jesus Christ for salvation and those who have sinned and not believed upon Jesus. You say, well, what about the tribesman that never heard about Jesus? He's not going to go get punished because he didn't hear or believe on Jesus. He's going to be punished because he did sins in his life. So there's the distinction. There will be this half will be those who believed upon Jesus. The other half will be those who sinned and did not believe. And then Jesus gives to both of us, he speaks of this in John 5. He says there's a resurrection, some to eternal life and some to eternal death. Paul talks about this as the incorruptible, immortal body that comes upon our corruption. That is, that if we are believing upon Christ and if we have shown forth good works in our life, the fruit of our belief in Jesus, we will be those who receive a body, just like Jesus' body, we said that, but specifically a kind of body that can exist in the very presence of the glory of God without being destroyed or consumed. We will be those that can be in the presence of the glorious God face to face without dying. Everlasting, eternal bodies. The unjust, the wicked, the unbelievers, the sinners, the goats, Jesus says, they will be raised also into an incorruptible body. That is a body that can go not into the glory of God, but under the judgment and the wrath of God into hell. And they can there be punished without wasting away. Their body will be able to be sustained by his power in their resurrected body without ever dying or breaking down or withering away, but there they will remain in punishment. This is the state of full reconciliation. Everything brought back to God. Enemies condemned in hell, and all other things, including creation, glorified into resurrection. Then we will do some work. It's a wonderful thing to be a Christian and to think of the future in those manners. We have a rest ahead of us. We have glory. We will be perfect and without sin. And there we will do some kind of work. I don't know exactly what the work will look like, but we'll be working alongside you. We'll be worshiping. I don't know exactly what the worship will look like. I don't know whether we'll have church and Sabbath. I don't know, but it'll be amazing. And the thing that'll be the most amazing, the The gem, the crowning jewel on the wonder of glory is that we will be able to see Jesus face to face, even converse with him. Like there won't be any prayer in heaven, in glory, I mean. There won't be any prayer unless you count face-to-face conversations with God, prayer. We'll be able to be face-to-face with Jesus without an ounce of sin, doubt, evil, corruption, distraction in our minds or hearts. And that will go on forever. That's glory.